Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Not much introduction is needed. I'm just gonna go ahead and let the video play out for you guys, man. But as it's going, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys my thought. Let's get in it.
You know, there's a short life in
Why do you
acting
think that
world.
is? What the creative side is?
Well, because losing out money, you
By the way, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I always forget to say that at the beginning of my videos. I don't understand why, but then again, my intention is to give you guys some valuable information to the best of my ability. But hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free. I mean, what are you doing? It costs you literally what? 1 second to just click that little red button down there. So go ahead, do me a favor, hit it.
you got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far, you know? Who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what Heath had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head, you know? But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card,
What is that? What do you mean by that?
you give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it.
To those of you who have not yet understood what he's talking about, he's talking about having intercourse from the south side. And it kind of makes sense that as a man, it's extremely embarrassing and humiliating to be in a position of submission. Men are naturally in a position of the one who are giving. And so you being degraded to such a low level that you are receiving can do some psychological damage that some of these rappers and musicians and movie actor, they can never recover from that ever, because the image is just glued in their mind, and it leads them on the path of, well, becoming a drug addict and just drinking their sorrows away, hoping that they will one day just wake up and forget it, and it just never happens.
So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Now, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things. When you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there, because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once it go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, you know, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs.
To be honest, I don't even think therapy is going to be sufficient enough to help them out, because like, what's his name? Orlando Brown, like he said, once you receive it, you can never take it back. And that is a fact. Once you receive it, you can never, ever take it back. The only way in order for them to recover is you have to physically go in that part of the brain where the memory is stored and physically remove it. Because what kind of therapy is going to help you recover your manhood back after you just got your back blown out by Diddy? Not just blown out. He unloaded himself. Not to get too graphic. I hope you guys don't mind my language. But this is we got to talk for real over here. You went ahead and got your back blown out by Diddy, and he unloaded himself inside of you. You think he's just going to go lay on the couch and then let a therapist tell you what you did wrong? And then you're just gonna get up and magically just, oh, okay, well, that's it. Nah, that's not how it works. If that's how it works, you wouldn't have so many unalive. You wouldn't have so many drug and alcohol and all of these things in this industry. Why? Because these people are living the lifestyle that so many people are dreaming for. But yet, they are the most depressed people in the world. Why? Because of the action that they have done.
End up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from...
Sorry to pause it so quick. One thing that you will also notice is every female who has won an Oscar, one time in the history of making movies, they have completely undressed themselves. If you don't believe me, look it up.
Doing all of this, but in the process, I had to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place. What benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary.
I didn't even know that.
You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there, and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit, because the man card means everything.
Yeah, and one thing you need to understand is they want to see how far you will go. In order for them to trust you, in order for them to give you money and give you a lot of power, they want to have leverage over you. And so in order to have leverage over you, they will push you, but not just push. Because you got to understand, the devil doesn't work, he doesn't just throw it all at you once. It's step by step by step by step. That's it. It'll start off as something as simple as, all you have to do is give your man, this buddy of yours on TV, by the way. All you got to do is just give him a kiss on the cheek. Okay, cool. That's simple. Just give him one kiss on the cheek, call it good, boom, done. Good acting. Next movie. Next, kiss him on the lip, one kiss. You do that? Okay. They're starting to see that you are able to, they can make you do things that you're comfortable with. They can make you do things. And then over time, it starts to get harder and harder. And then eventually you're wearing a dress. Then the next thing you know, you at Diddy's house and he's bending you over. And now they got you compromised. Now you start a bad deal. And well, guess what? You lost your manhood.
I had no idea we're going to go this direction with the podcast. This is absolute. But listen, we've talked about it. We've had a lot of the guys on to talk about this stuff. Are you done with Hollywood because of this specific reason?
I'm still working. I still, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go and do the Chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to. But eventually, I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe. I've proven what I've set out to do, and that's why I have all the patents. Whether they evaluate it or not, that's up to them. But I've done the work and finished it. Now I can go on and do whatever else we need to do. Hi, everyone.
So yeah, if you want to go ahead and watch the entire podcast for yourself, it's gonna be under Valuetainment. All right. But one thing that I want to end off with is, see, human beings, we are social creatures. Okay. And what comes with social creature is it's easy for us to be guided and misguided. What do I mean by that? You guys have heard of the sheep horde mentality. When it comes to Hollywood and the music industry and all of these things, see, when they involve themselves in these acts, when they do these degenerate acts, it's not enough for themselves to just do it. No, they have to invite other people in. They have to invite other people in. Why? Because, oh, what's that saying? We find solitude when somebody is doing the same thing that we are doing. When we are doing bad shit and we see our best friend doing bad shit, we feel a sense of ease in our heart. You don't believe me? Why do you think people always convince each other that, hey, let's go do this? Especially when they're really good friends, they will invite each other. Because they understand that if my best friend is doing the same hooligan thing that I'm doing, it makes me feel a little bit happier. If you go late to class, obviously we know going late to class is not something that you should do, right? But let's say you go late to class, and then boom, you see your best friend coming up. Your best friend is also late to class. You guys start laughing. Why? Because you guys were both doing the same thing, and you guys are happy with each other. And so that's how these people work. They're not happy with themselves. The only way that they can be happy with themselves is when they invite more people. When they say, this person is just like me. So that means that I am free to do whatever I want because this person is just like me. They justify it to themselves. Anyways, like I said, if you want to watch the whole thing, go on the Valuetainment and you'll be able to find the whole thing over there. If you made it this far, man, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys up later.